My name is Kalocom, and I am here today to talk about the Harmony Trailblazer. And first thing I want to mention is that you need to build her now, or him. You need to build her now. Why? Because I told you to. There's more to it, and the reason why is because she is a break effect buffer. And it all comes down to her ultimate. A very interesting thing is this super break damage that she introduces. Now, what does it do? Super break damage increases with higher break effect, higher toughness reduction of the attack, and higher character levels. Super break damage cannot crit hit, and it is not affected by damage boost effects. Now, how does this happen? It happens when a character attacks enemy targets that are in a weakness broken state. The toughness reduction of the attack will be converted into one instance of super break damage. So that is how it happens. Obviously, you want her ultimate to be activated, but the ultimate, the buff lasts for 3 turns, right? She also increases break effect for your team. At level 9, it is at 28%, which is what I have now, but at level 10, it is 30%. So, yeah, very, very insane. As for the rest of her kit, the basic attack doesn't do crap, so I wouldn't recommend leveling it up at all. Her talent is very important, which helps her get energy back when an enemy target's weakness is broken. More on that, if ideally, the way you want to do it is that you have MC's ultimate up every 3 turns. So having this talent leveled up will definitely help with that. Her technique increases your break effect by 30% for 2 turns. And her skill just does some damage, right? With the other bonus abilities, it can help you recover a skill point. This is after you use it one time or for the first time. The other bonus effect, when using skill, it additionally increases the toughness reduction of the first instance of damage by 100%. So her skill can help you do some damage, but ideally the way you want to do it is I always try and go for the bonus effects first, right? Go for those first. And then as for leveling up the talents, don't worry about the basic attack, but definitely go for ultimate first, talent, and then skill. That is the order of things that I recommend. I guess I should mention how you get MC. You get Harmony MC by getting near the end of the story. So if you haven't done the story, it might take you a minute to get there. As for the eidolons, you get the first one by completing the story, and for 2, 3, 4, and 5, you get them from Clocky's statue. 6 we don't get, but if I had to guess, we will be getting E6 in the next patch. So yeah, let's talk about these more. E1 states after using skill for the first time, immediately recovers 1 skill point. All right, I did mention this already before. E2, when the battle starts, the Trailblazer's energy regeneration rate increases by 25%, lasting for 3 turns. So really useful with that. ER3 upgrades your skill and talent. E4 actually helps Trailblazer scale off of break effect. It states while the Trailblazer is on the field, increases the break effect of all teammates, excluding Trailblazer, by an amount equal to 15% of the Trailblazer's break effect. So very insane. You will notice there is no cap, so ideally we want as much break effect as possible. And E5, ultimate and basic attack levels, very nice. And then at E6, it states the number of additional damage applications by the skill increases by 2, which you can imagine helps her get more energy. So that's going to be useful once we're able to get that. Now, you may be curious on how to build Harmony MC. For the light cone, the best of the best is Ron May's 5-star light cone. If you have that, it's perfect, but most of us aren't going to have it. So what is the next best option? It's going to be Memories of the Past. Especially at S5, it will increase your break effect to 56%. That is absolutely insane. It also gives you up to 8 energy after, using attacks. So very, very good. As for everything else, it's not going to be as good, but I would imagine Dreamville Adventure could be good if used wisely. It states after the wearer uses a certain type of ability, such as basic attack, skill, ultimate, All allies gain childishness, which increases allies' damage for the same type of ability as used by the wearer by 12%. So yeah, if used correctly, it can work, but I wouldn't recommend this if if you have memories of the past. Planetary Rendezvous wouldn't be bad if you use it with a imaginary DPS character like, you know, Imbibitor Lunae, Dr. Ratio, maybe a Welt DPS, you know, things like that. For the budget of the budget, a 3-star option is Meshing Cogs. It'll help you get energy. I don't really recommend this, but it can work. You'll be a little bit more squishy because you get less stats, but yeah. As for relics, the best in slot is gonna be Watchmaker because it increases your break effect. The 4-piece bonus helps give your allies 30% break effect as well, which is very important for a character like this. We want to be providing break effect for our teammates as well. So Watchmaker is going to be the best there. Another option, if you really wanted to, is Thief of Shooting Meteor. It can give you break effect and help you get some energy as well, but ideally, Watchmaker is where it's at. So be sure to farm that up, and hopefully you get lucky. As for planar ornaments, Talia is probably going to be the best option because break effect, and when you are able to get 145 speed, the wearer's break effect increases by an extra 20%. So huge amounts of break effect if we can get everything to work right. It's actually going to be insane. I would argue Broken Kill could be good to help give your teammates crit damage. Pentacorian Land of the Dreams could be good if you know, you're using an imaginary DPS. Other than that, your best option, in my opinion, is Talia. Be sure to go for that. As for stats and substats, for the boots, ideally, speed will be the best option. Because if we want to take the effect of Talia, which requires 145 speed, the speed boots will definitely help us get there. So if you manage to somehow get to 145 speed without having speed boots, you could go for HP or defense to be a little bit more tanky so she doesn't die. For the chest piece, in my opinion, HP or defense is probably the best, so you're not as squishy. But if you wanted a bit more damage, you could go attack or crit rate or crit damage, depending on your crit ratio in general. But in my opinion, HP or defense is going to be the way to go. For the planar ornaments, the sphere, you could go for imaginary damage bonus or attack. But in my opinion, just like the chest piece, I think personally HP and defense is the way to go to be a little bit more healthy, right? That's my opinion. Of course, if you think you're fine, you could go for the damage ones that I mentioned. For the rope, if you have energy regeneration problems, if you're not getting those 3-turn rotations where you want to get her ultimate up every 3 turns, energy regeneration rate can definitely help you get there. But other than that, break effect is going to be the way to go for the rope. For substats, definitely prioritize speed, break effect, and honestly, it doesn't really matter what the rest is. The rest is just a bonus, right? But definitely want to get break effect and speed for your substats. So there you go. Now, as for the teams, I'm just going to briefly mention a couple things that you could do. Firstly, this team right here, they actually do give you a trial to use Harmony MC, and this is the team that they use, which is actually a really awesome team, especially for free to play. Firstly, we got Paylove, which is, you know, helping us do more damage because she's reducing the defense of the enemies and stuff, so it's very nice. But Gallagher here is actually a really, really good choice for a sustainer, and that's because of his ult and talent here. So his ult inflicts a besotted state onto enemies, and what happens is that those enemies with the besotted state receive more break effect damage, which is very, very good. And that he also just is good for healing, especially this bonus ability here, which helps him do more healing based on his break effect. It does have a cap to 75%, but still very, very nice. So just like me, just like you, we should be building Gallagher now. So there's a lot of characters to build. It sucks right now, but it's okay. We're moving into a break effect meta, which is gonna be fun. As for Shui here. She is just a good choice because, you know, if you're reducing enemy toughness and breaking enemies and stuff, she'll throw out follow-up attacks and stuff. So she's just that good, you know. Plus she's AoE, so she works pretty well. Now, for any other characters, you know, you could slot in Ron May. You could slot another buffer, like if you're having skill point issues, Sparkle would be really good. You could put another debuffer in there, like Silver Wolf or something. You know, it can you know, vary in a lot of different things, to be honest. For DPS characters, I would imagine doing anyone would work. I do want to give a shout to Break Effect build on Kafka. If you make a Kafka with a Break Effect build, I feel like that's going to be really awesome because Kafka does that stuff really good. So yeah, you could use Kafka, use Himiko. I mean, maybe a Break Effect build on Welt would be really awesome. And I do want to also shout out Dr. Ratio, because if you pair him with maybe Silver Wolf or putting Robin on the team, it might be pretty good. But I will say, I think you should have Gallagher on every team. I feel like Gallagher just works too well with Break Effect teams. So having him there is just a must, in my opinion. You can survive without him. But yeah, I won't go into, you know, exact teams and builds. Those are for different videos. I'm sure there are videos out there that discuss it, but that is my brief overview on a couple things that you could do. Yeah, overall, you should build this character, especially if there's going to be more characters in the future that are based around Break Effect, which, if I would have to guess, is going to be the case. So yeah, build your Harmony MC as soon as possible. She is honestly going to be meta, and I know a couple people actually said she's on par with Ron May in certain situations. So if you are a non-Ron May haver like me, definitely build her as soon as possible. She is actually a game changer. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.